I'm Val, and in this yoga video we're going to take a look at some movements that could help you if you're a keen cyclist. If you are a competitive cyclist, one of the biggest benefits you can find from yoga will be breathing, controlling the breath, breathing in from the diaphragm up through to the very top of the chest, and controlling the out breath nice and steady from the chest down through to the diaphragm. That's not something I'm going to cover in this video. In this video we're going to look at posture work through the body. So we're going to start in our Tadasana posture, standing upright. So don't underestimate the power of this posture. Consider using a full length mirror to assess how you stand naturally and to work on small corrections. If we begin with the feet directly under the hips, we're thinking centre line of hip to centre line of knee to centre line of ankle. Try not to be standing outer edges to outer edges. Feel your mat beneath your feet. Have a sense of spreading your toes, getting the weight across the whole of the front of the foot and spreading into the heels. You might find that you want to roll the weight up into the front of the feet, stretch those heels away as you place the heels down. So have a sense of really putting a footprint down into your mat, of lifting through the arches. So that might mean drawing up through those inner thighs and knees, trying to keep weight down through the whole of the toes, both sides of the heel. Lengthen up through your legs. Be careful not to lock out your knees. You want a feeling that your hips are over your knees, are over your ankles. So as I say, if you're standing side on, you might find you tend to stand like this, a little slumping back, in which case we want to bring that centre line forwards. If you do slump back, the other thing you want to do is tilt through that pelvis. So adjust your pelvis to a nice square position. Have a check down. Your second toe, the one next to your big toe, should be facing forwards. Your knees should be facing forwards. And we should feel those hips are square. Check your balance through your lefts and rights. Make sure you've got an equal amount of weight into both feet. A little tone through the tummy and lengthening in the lower back. So it's as if you're forming a natural corset to the body. You might even feel you want to lengthen up through the sides of the body. So a sense of just lifting that rib cage slightly away from your hips. Lengthening through the spine, as if there's a little string to the top of the head and you've grown a little. Find a position where the chin feels level. We should have freedom in the throat. We've got a little length in that neck. Now we're encouraging those shoulders to be square, both left and right. And they neither feel like they're curling forwards or rolling back. Encourage those arms to hang to your sides. Wherever your hands naturally fall. If we've got that shoulder position right, you'll probably have the middle finger in alignment with the centre line of the legs. Okay, so we're standing nice and tall, weight into feet, height through spine. And you may be able to close your eyes. So when we close our eyes, it can bring our attention deeper into our body. We might feel a natural sway as the body's trying to correct. We're trying to keep that sense of being nice and upright and tall, of having a little control through the body. Finding a moment of stillness. If you find that moment of stillness, then be aware of your breath. Breathing in from the diaphragm, up through the rib cage to the top of the chest. Breathing out from the top of the chest, down through the rib cage. Maybe drawing in a little to engage through the diaphragm with that out breath. Focusing on keeping the height in the spine and of deepening our awareness to our breath. Opening your eyes whenever you're ready to do so, if your eyes are closed. So we'll have a look into working into the neck and shoulder area. To encourage those shoulders to be open, we can either hold the hands or the wrists behind the body. So find the position that works for you. The hands are held behind the body and you're going to take the arms slightly away from the body, encouraging those shoulders back and down. We're going to tuck the chin in towards the throat, keeping a little stretch in those arms, and then take the chin up towards the ceiling, keeping long in the back of the neck as you stretch those arms away. Draw the chin down in towards the throat as you lengthen those arms away from you. And steadily tilt the chin, taking the gaze up to the ceiling. Third one, if you're happy to. Chin tucks in. Chin tilts up. And then bringing your head to center, releasing your shoulders. Let's do a few circles up and back through those shoulders. So lift the shoulders up towards the ears, roll them back and down. Bringing them forwards, up, back and down. Easing into those shoulders, a sense of opening through the chest. We're going to work next into opening through the wrists and the fingers. So if you're a cyclist, your hands are often in a sort of clenched position and there'll be weight going down into those wrists. And we want to open the wrists and stretch into those fingers. Turning your arm outwards, so elbow into the body, inner arm upwards, palm facing forwards, and encourage those fingers back towards you so that you're getting a stretch and an opening into the wrist. We're going to then take the other hand, the thumb goes on the back of the hand, and the fingers gently wrap onto, first of all, the little finger. As you breathe in, encourage that little finger back towards you, keeping the wrist open, opening through the palm. As you breathe out, you release. Move on to the next finger, ring finger. In breath to have a little stretch. Out breath, releasing. And moving to the middle finger, keeping that palm open. As you breathe in, stretch the finger back towards you. As you breathe out, release. Index finger, in breath to stretch, keeping that palm open. Out breath to release. And finally onto your thumb, drawing the thumb back as you breathe in, opening that palm and wrist. Releasing as you breathe out. Give that hand a little shake if it needs to, and move on to the other hand. So elbows in towards the body, forearm up, palm forwards and open. Other hand, back of the thumb onto the hand. Fingers come round the little finger first of all. As you breathe in, stretch that finger back. As you breathe out, release the stretch. Move on to the ring finger when you're ready. Fingers wrap lightly around that finger. In breath to draw the finger back towards you, palm staying open. Out breath to release. Middle finger whenever you're ready. In breath, you draw the finger back towards you. When you breathe out, you release that stretch. Index finger, keeping that palm open. In breath to stretch. Out breath, releasing. And in your own time, move on to your thumb as you're ready. Draw the thumb back, keep that palm open, wrist exposed. In breath to draw back. Out breath to release, and have a little shake through that hand. Have a little Wriggle into those fingers and thumbs if that works for you. So it's about opening those palms. We're going to look into our warrior stretch now. So we're going to move towards the back of the mat. If you turn your left toes out so that they're at 10 to the hour, and we're going to step the right foot forwards in a big lunge. Drop into that front knee. You want that front shin to be upright or the knee to be slightly behind the heel. Make sure you're not shooting over the foot. Back heel stays down. Hips are facing forwards, body's facing forwards. Try and balance the weight between your legs. Feel your sinking weight equally between the feet. When you're here, you can always wriggle those toes further forwards if you feel you can go deeper. Stretch in the back calf, work in the front thigh. Encourage your shoulders to be directly over your hips, so you're swaying through the back a little. Go take the arms out, palms turn up, and they come towards each other overhead. Lengthen through the sides of the body, palms facing, as you drop down into your hips. Then encourage your shoulder blades back. Keep that gaze forwards. Encourage the chest to open as you draw the shoulder blades back. Lengthening upwards and backwards through the arms and dropping into those legs. We're going to take this into our head to knee posture. We're going to tip forwards, lengthening through the body. Bring the hands down towards the mat. If they will come either side of that front foot, then wonderful. Drop the head and neck over that right knee and look towards straightening that right leg as you keep the body weight releasing over the right leg. Breathing. When you're ready to come up, we bend into that front knee. If we can extend the arms forwards and lift through into our warrior stretch. Release the arms down and step that front foot back if you're able to. We're going to take that to the other side. Feet are under hips. Turn the right toes out to be 10 past the hour. Stepping that left foot forwards, keep the back heel down, bend into the front knee. Hips, body facing forwards. Adjust so you've got a good stretch for you. Try and bring those shoulders back over the hips. Little sway in the back. Stretch the arms out to the side, palms up, and the arms lengthen towards the ceiling, palms facing. Draw the shoulder blades back. Dropping weight between the legs. Lengthening through the sides, drawing the shoulder blades back to open through the chest. Breathing. Should be working into every muscle, gazes straight forwards. And we'll go into head to knee if it works for you. Tilting forwards, bringing a long body stretch forwards. Hands come either side of that left foot. And the head releases down towards the mat. And we're looking to start to straighten that front leg as we keep the body weight relaxing and releasing forwards. Breathing. Stretching into this front thigh muscle. Keeping that back heel down. Bend into the front leg. If you're able to, lifting the arms up and through into warrior. We can release those arms down and step back. Oops. Having a little shake out. So that's worked into those legs nice and strongly, giving you a good stretch into your hamstring muscles. We're going to forward bend now and work into our dog posture. So we're going to come towards the front of the mat. Think about how your back feels. We're going to have a little roll down first of all. So you can have those feet hip width apart. You can soften the knees, hands on the front of the thighs, chin dropping to chest, and rolling yourself down towards the mat. Hands are going to come down to the mat if you can. Allow the head and neck to relax and release. Encourage the palms down towards the mat. Feel comfortably there, straightening through those legs and sending those hips up towards the ceiling. Sitting bones stretching away as your weight's down into your feet. Do come to a position where those hands are down on the mat, because we're going to step back into our downward dog. Take a long stride back with the right foot. Take the left foot to join. Lengthen through the arms, a little bit of weight into the hands, lifting through the hips, drawing those shoulder blades back towards each other. So we should have an equal amount of weight into the hands as we have into the feet. Feeling those hips are lifted, shoulder blades drawing together, lengthening through the arms, palms nice and flat onto the mat, fingers spread. We're going to see if we can step forwards with that right foot, step forwards with the left foot, bend the knees and steadily uncurl. I'm going to do a stronger version of that for you if your back is happy to work with those arms extended. Breathing in, stretching up. Out breath, tip forwards, tilting through your hips. Hands come down to the mat. Enjoy your forward bend first of all. Lengthening head and neck, releasing through your spine. Sending those sitting bones up to the ceiling if you can. This time we're going to step back first of all with the left foot. So there's weight in the hands, fingers are spread, left foot goes back, right foot joins it, and we send those hips up to the ceiling, making sure we've got weight in the hands and the feet, lengthening through the spine, drawing shoulder blades together, open through the chest. So this is our downward dog posture. When you've had a good stretch here, we are going to roll over the toes this time to bring the knees down to the mat. Relax the tops of the feet down to the floor and come down, forehead to mat, hands back towards heels. So our child posture, we're encouraging those the bottom down towards the heels, forehead onto the mat, shoulders releasing, hands free. Gonna uncurl to bring ourselves in a wide leg sitting position. Make sure you're sitting up on your sitting bones. Try and engage through your legs and stretch your heels away and sit nice and tall. We're going to take this into a side bend. If it's suitable for you to do so, we're going to bend that left knee, placing the left heel into the groin. We're encouraging that left knee and left hip to stay down on the mat. The right hand's going to come out to the right hand side. We're going to breathe in and stretch that left arm up. And we're going to stretch over to the right. Keeping that left hip down to the mat. Left knee encouraging it down, stretching through the left arm. And you might even turn your head to look up under your arm. Breathing. Should be an opening stretch for the left side of the body. Bring the head forwards. Bring the arm over. And we can stretch that left leg out. If you're able to, bending the right knee and bringing the right heel into the groin. If you're not able to bend, keep that leg extended. Encourage that right knee down, right hip down, left hand out to the side. Right arm's going to stretch up and over, reaching over to the right as you reaching over to the left as you encourage that right hip down, right knee down. If you want to, you can look up under the arm. You get an opening stretch through the right side of the body. Breathing. When you're ready to come out, head turns, arm comes down. Both legs can come in front, and we'll have a little hug. Knees are bent. Have a little hug in underneath those thighs. Gently uncurling when you're ready. We're going to work into a little twist now, and we're going to try to put our legs in a posture called Gomukhasana posture. From this bent knee position, try and take your right heel to your left buttock. So the right knee shin is coming under the left thigh. You're on the outer edge of the foot, then we bring the left foot across, and we might be able to get that left heel towards the right buttock. The knees should be stacked one on top of each other. Okay, we're sitting nice and tall. We're going to have a little twist. So twisting through your body, bring your left hand to your left ankle. The right hand can go onto the mat or into the back of the waist, and we're in a twist. When you're ready, you can uncurl. You can take your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Left hand can either come to the mat or into the back of the waist. Twisting to your left. Try and keep tall in your spine. And when you're ready to come forwards, bring that arm forwards. We're going to swap this leg cross over, so unknot yourself. So this time it's the left leg that comes underneath the right, bringing the left heel back towards the right buttock. Then the right leg comes across the top. If we can, we go onto the edge of that right foot. Knees are stacked one over the other. So we're going to start by twisting to the left. Sit nice and tall. Bring your right hand to your left ankle. Extend your left arm, twisting round to the left. Fingertips on mat or hand into back of waist. Breathings, thinking about being nice and tall through your spine. Extend that arm and come forwards. Bring that left forearm to the outside of that right thigh. Twisting round to the right. Hand can come down onto mat or into back of waist. Sitting nice and tall through the spine, breathing. And when you're ready to come forwards, extend that arm. We can untwirl those legs. And we're going to go into our bridge posture next. Going to lay down on the mat. Knees bent, feet flat to the mat. This is going to depend on the integrity of your hips and knees. So if you struggle to work with strength and keep those knees up, thighs up, then either grip a pillow or a block between your knees or even work with them in together. But ideally, we've got centre line of hip to centre line of heel with those knees directly up to the ceiling. First one, we're going to simply roll up through. So palms down to the mat. Tilt into your pelvis. Make sure you keep weight in your feet and start to peel the spine up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Rising through those hips. Weights coming into those shoulders, necks nice and free. Good, breathing. When you're ready, you can lower nice and carefully, vertebrae by vertebrae, until finally you release through the hips and pelvis. For the next one, we're going to see if we can link the hands underneath the body and bring the weight more onto those shoulders. So feet are nice and firm into the mat. Tilting through the pelvis. Lifting those hips up towards the ceiling, peeling the spine up off the mat. Holding the hands or interlacing the fingers. See if you can draw yourself onto your shoulders. Draw your shoulders together. Lift the chest. Lifting through the hips. Breathing. You should feel the whole of the body working to lift you up as those shoulder blades draw together. And then we'll gently lower, release those hands, coming down vertebrae by vertebrae, under control. So if you'd like to repeat either of those, please do so. If that was enough for you today, then of course we can leave it with just the 2 repetitions. If you're going for number 3, weight down into the feet, knees up to the ceiling, tilting through the pelvis, peeling the spine up off the mat. Weight starting to transfer into those shoulders. Think about whether you want to hold those hands, stretching the backs of the hands towards the heels, lifting the weight into your shoulder, lifting your heart center, hips lifting, knees upright. When you're ready to roll down, the hands release, and you control that lower down through your spine, nice and steady. When we finish, we'll bring those knees in towards the tummy, curl up in towards the knees. And gently releasing out, lowering head and shoulders, releasing the legs. So we will take a moment to just lay in our Shavasana. If your lower back really doesn't like your legs being extended, please stay in the position with the knees bent, feet flat to the floor. Otherwise, those legs are extended, heels a little way apart. Encourage your feet to roll outwards to open the hip joint. Take the arms a comfortable distance from the body, palms turned up. Think about your spine being in a nice straight line and your left and right sides of the body being a mirror image. Closing your eyes, breathing in and out through your nose. Lengthen the spine, releasing the weight through the hips. Relaxing through the shoulders, feeling the chest opening. Little space in the neck so that the breath's free through the throat. Chin level. Back of the head dropping into the mat. Muscles of the face relaxed and released through your jaw. As you breathe in, think about opening, creating space. And as you breathe out, that sense of relaxing and releasing. Using the floor as your guide to enable you to settle and release through your body. Letting go through your arms. Encouraging hands, fingers and thumbs to relax. Aware of the alignment. Aware of releasing into the hips and down through the legs. Soft through ankles, feet and toes. In breath to create space and opening. Out breath to really release. Spending a quiet moment with your breath. When you're ready, having a little wriggle into those fingers and toes. Appreciate the freedom of movement, which you've allowed all the muscles to relax and release. Think about having a long lengthening stretch through. If you suffer with your lower back, stretch one side then the other. And if you'd like to bring those arms back, carefully bring those knees up. A little hug in of those knees. Maybe a little rock. And whenever you're ready, bringing yourself to a sitting position. I hope you feel some benefit of stretching into your body. Take a nice deep breath together. In breath, arms reaching up, palms lightly touch. Out breath, those arms release down. Thank you very much. Namaste. We'll finish there.